Good day, ladies and gentlemen, it's me, the one and only Adrian Chambly, and today I'll be reviewing Spyro the Dragon. Now, Spyro was released in 1998 for the Sony PlayStation, the same year as Crash Bandicoot Warped, Banjo-Kazooie, and The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Yeah, 1998 is often called the best year in gaming, but that's another story. Anyways, it was developed by Insomniac Games and actually had a slow start sales-wise. It eventually ended up selling over 1 million copies and received a greatest hits release, along with 2 sequels. Storytime. Spyro takes place in the land of dragons. One of the dragons is being interviewed by some guy, and the subject of Nasty Nork, this game's villain, is brought up. The dragon insults him multiple times, and of course, Nasty Nork gets upset. The dragon calling him ugly is the breaking point, and Nork uses his magic to turn the dragons into crystal statues. All except Spyro. I guess they were so small that the magic actually missed him. So, the mission is simple. Save all the dragons from their crystal prisons, and collect the gems throughout the land as well. Yep, more gems. Let's talk about the gameplay. Spyro's gameplay is simple. You go around rescuing dragons and collecting treasure. There are 6 worlds overall, and each world, with the exception of the 6th world, has 3 regular levels, 1 flight level, and a boss level. The home worlds also have dragons to save and gems to collect. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention about the dragon eggs. Yes, there are dragon eggs to collect, and it requires chasing these thieves around. They're not too difficult to catch, but some can be a minor annoyance. As for Spyro's moveset, he's a dragon of course, so that means he can breathe fire. This is especially helpful against large enemies. He also has a charge attack that's useful against enemies with metal shields, and yes, there is the rare occasion where you have to go up against a large enemy with the metal shield. However, in those cases, you just have to find the weak point and you'll be okay. Spyro can also glide, and this is probably his best ability. Gliding helps you get to hard to reach places in the game. It's also key to exploring in the game. It's always impressive gliding to faraway areas in the game that you would think you could never reach. And, before I forget, yes, he can fly too. Like I said earlier, there are flight levels and every flight level has certain objectives you need to complete in order to get the gems for that level. They can range from flying through rings and arches, destroying chests, planes, barrels, or even lighting up lanterns. They can be tough, but they are still fun to complete. One issue, however, is you have to be precise with your gliding attempts. Spyro can't climb on ledges, so if you hit the edge of a platform, then it's curtains for you. Another issue is the camera. Just like other 3D platformers, with the exception of Crash of course, the camera is an issue. What's worse is the fact that this game supports analog control, but doesn't use the second control stick for camera control. Instead, you have to use the shoulder buttons to control the camera, and this, to me at least, can make the control clunky at times. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it can get annoying at times. Spyro also has a companion, a dragonfly named Sparks. He can help you collect gems, and he also acts as your health meter. Sparks changes color every time you get hit, and if you get hit 3 times, he disappears, and you're gone if you get hit 1 more time. Luckily, there are animals in every homeworld and level that you can kill to get good old Sparks back. Killing these animals also spawns butterflies that Sparks can eat to regain his health. And finally, there are the boss fights. They're not that good. Every boss, with the exception of the robot, consists of flaming said boss and chasing them to the next area of the level. And you still have to rescue dragons and collect gems in the process. I don't know, I feel like they didn't put any real thought in the boss fights. They're really nothing special. Graphically, this game looks okay. It has a cartoonish style and fits the game well. The character models aren't too bad for the most part. Spyro looks great, the dragons you rescue look good, the different Norks you run into look just fine. I like how almost every level has Norks that either look different or are dressed in different attire that fits the level's theme. However, I can't say the same for 2 of the bosses you fight. Blowhard and Jacquez look pretty meh. On the other hand, the levels look great. Almost every level looks different, and although some levels may look similar, they at least have different gimmicks to help them feel different. The draw distance is pretty incredible too. I love how you see an area in the background and you can actually glide to that area. Not every area of course, but you can get a good idea of which area you can glide to, especially if you see gems reflected in the background. Another added touch that makes the draw distance pretty impressive. The music of this game is a beast. Stuart Copeland, the former drummer of The Police, created an amazing soundtrack. From Town Square, North Cove, Lofty Castle, and many more, this soundtrack is awesome. I don't think there's a bad track in this game at all. Definitely the highlight of the game for me. Overall, you can tell Insomniac played this safe with this game. Everything is pretty basic, and honestly, that's not a bad thing. Yes, they could have gave Spyro more things to do, but honestly I'd rather have a good game where they play it safe than a not so good game where they try something new and unique. And while Insomniac will go on to make much better games, this was a step in the right direction for them. With that being said, this game gets a B. The gameplay is fun and the music is incredible, but the camera can cause problems and gliding can cause some cheap deaths. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash that like button, give that subscribe button a good KO punch, and I'll see you next time. Thank you very much for watching once again. You all have a nice day, take care of yourselves, be safe, and remember, let's keep gaming fun.